Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to New Life Live. 1-800-229-3000 is the number. And right here, Dr. Ron Archer is with me. Ron, great to be with
Steve.
you again.
How are you, sir?
We've been tearing up the world here, trying to change the way people view a lot of stuff. And in the California studio there, Chris Williams. Chris.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Great to see you guys. I wish I was in Indianapolis with you guys right now.
You are in spirit. I feel your
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I do too. Well, Ron is a really a great friend of the ministry, and I'll tell you, he is a world changer. Consultant to the military, NFL. He's a great speaker. He helps people to restore. They have little retreat centers for folks, and I love that. And he raises money to help women. He's a pro-life advocate right along with me, and I'll tell you, I feel like Zacchaeus when I'm around him. So anyway, we're going to hear more from him. I'm going to go right to the phones, and I'm going to go to Sarah from Pensacola, Florida. She is listening on WEGS. Hey, Sarah, what's your question for us today?
Well, I'm going to ask it simply. I don't know how to ask it any other way.
Okay.
So you get to a certain point in your life, and your children and grandchildren just don't want to be around you no more. What do you do?
Move
Now, I could give you
move
2
to a different
hours worth
country.
of history, but you don't have time for that.
What do you think is what? Now, grandchildren, one thing. Children are different. What are they telling you is the reason they don't want
Nothing.
to? Nothing.
Nothing. They don't tell me nothing. I'm a controlling person, and I like to be in charge. I've always been like that. And I take partial blame, but we live very close together, and they drive by my house several times a day, and they just never. I can go weeks without speaking or seeing my children
so
or
sad.
grandchildren, and I raised 3 of my grandchildren.
Really? Mm.
Yeah, and I'm just since my husband died 6 years ago at my age. I mean, how do you start your life over again? You just don't do that. I don't know how. But, and then especially when, your children and your grandchildren and your husband and you was part of your life. I don't know how to do that. And I just am to the point where it just hurts my heart. And I don't know how to, change. I do not know how to change it. I don't know what, I take some of the fault in it. I take a lot of the fault in it. But even when we're together, it's like they don't talk to me. They talk around me.
Well, have you asked your son what is the situation here? What's going on? Why? Is there something I've done? Is there something I could do differently?
We kind of talked around it, but he said, no, not really. And my daughter just ain't, don't even, no, they ain't no talk to her.
All right, so Sarah, let me jump in. Okay, we're gonna go to the break here soon, but I want to land something for you that's really, really important. Okay. You cannot connect with a person and control them at the same time. You have to make a critical decision. Am I going to connect with this person, or am I going to control the person? So what I want to do is spend a little bit of time figuring out what drives your need to control. And so we're going to start with the question of what are you afraid of? So as we're coming up to the break here, I just want you to think about that at the break. Is what am I afraid of, and why do I need to control things?
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come right back for more of New Life Live. A lot of us are sacrificing connection because we want to be in control. Think about that.
I feel blessed to have had this opportunity for my needs to be met, connecting with other women who are fighting the same fight, hoping for healthy marriages and growing closer to the Lord on their journey.
My name is Sheri Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography, it might be an emotional, physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
I feel encouraged and hopeful that even in my struggle, I am enough.
You will leave with hope, with a community of sisters ready to support you, and you will also leave with tools to move you forward on this journey.
Through the sharing in our small group, I realize that I am not alone.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is being held online Saturday, June 20th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out more. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back. I was just commenting at the break. Oftentimes, grandchildren and grandparents love each other because they have a common enemy, the kids and the parents. But Ron, a comment here about this, neither kids nor grandkids.
Yeah, I think you need to think about changing the environment when you have these conversations. Maybe the sitting around in the fireplace brings back memories of you lecturing or controlling them. And sometimes you just have to take a walk, take a walk with them and hold their hand and say, what am I doing, honey, that drives you away from me? I love you and I want to be with you and I miss you. And being vulnerable and being authentic and being honest, but get out the house, get away from the normal constructs that creates anxiety and go for a walk. Me and my son, we play football. We throw it back and forth. He can't talk to me just sitting down together. We have to do something physically. So maybe that will help you, and you walk with them, hold their hand, and have an honest talk and say, I miss you and I want you. What can I do?
Well, the other thing is, Ron, and you talk about this, when you want something,
yes,
and want a person to kind of come your way, you better make them feel important.
Yep.
And if all you're ever doing is trying to control or correct or criticize, those are cancerous seeds. You're not making them feel important. And then also this issue of what's in it for them, free child care, all sorts of things could be in it for them. But if they're not able to see any of that, then you're probably not going to do too well in getting to see those grandkids. So I hope and pray that something we've said here is helpful to you. I'm going to send you this little book. Well, it's actually a thick book, Healing is a Choice. And I think that it can help you accept the reality of what's there and then move forward in that reality versus always wanting things to be different or trying to get people to literally be different. All right, let's go over here to, how about we talk with Bella. Germantown watches on Facebook Live. Glad she does. Hi there, Bella. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. What's going on in your life?
Okay.
What was that?
I said I'm really nervous and maybe embarrassed also for what I'm going to say, but I feel like I need help. I have struggled with weight issues since I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. And it seems like in my family, we all, everybody seems to be not worried about their weight, and it only affects me to the point that I had a liposuction a couple of years ago, and it was a really difficult decision because as a Christian, I feel like it's like a way of protesting against God for being the way I am, but I still underwent the liposuction, and
How long did it take before you gained the weight back after the liposuction?
3 months.
4 months.
It was fast. Yeah. It was really fast.
Okay, so here's the thing. On Facebook Live, I just did this. Now it's on YouTube. I did a whole series on Lose It for Life, and it really there's a piece of that. One of the episodes is really all about the spiritual aspect of the weight loss. And what I talk about is the it is the thing that's driving you gaining the weight or keeping the weight on. And the thing is, if you had dealt with that issue, you probably wouldn't have wanted to have the liposuction. But you can't keep it. Just, everybody can override that surgery. I've been dealing with this for years. I used to be now about 50 pounds heavier than I was, but I've kept it off because I found some things that I needed to do in a different way. And so I really believe going from the inside out is the way to do it. And especially when it plagues you like it is. So now you have the shame of the liposuction that you didn't have before. So and here's the other thing. You know how you said you were embarrassed? That's prevented you from coming alongside some other people, like in a life recovery group for weight loss. And I'm going to send you the Bible with the eating disorder workbook, because that covers the weight gain and the obsession with the weight and the compulsive eating. But I really want you to do some work on the inside, so you then will start to see the results, and they won't be instant. They'll be over time, but you'll keep them off. Ron, Chris, either you guys have a comment here for her. It is a struggle. It's not easy because. Yeah, go ahead.
Could I add a small detail that I left out? Everybody just tells me just love yourself, and whoever's gonna love you is gonna love you for the way you are. But how do you just do that? Like my last relationship, and the guy is already married with a child, and I have not been a single because of how I feel. I wear clothes that are baggy so that I can hide the way,
So Bella, let me jump in here. So Steve was saying this. You need to get into a group with other women.
Amen.
And you need to find intimacy, healthy, relational, emotional intimacy with them. And then they can provide the mirror that you're looking for yourself, that they can reflect back to you your true beauty. Your true value, your true worth in the world. And then there's one other thing, and this one's a little bit harder, and I want to be very careful of how you approach that. I want you to notice how you feel between your chin and your belly button when you look in the mirror. And Ron talks about this a lot too, and he can speak more to it. But notice the self-talk in you and how you feel when you look in the mirror. And I want you to work on changing that part of it. Speaking about your body and yourself much differently, like a really, really good friend.
Yes. Your subconscious mind believes you when you tell it something in the first person, present tense, experiential imagery. What does that mean? When God introduced himself, he said, I am. Jesus said, I am the truth, the life, and the way. So what I want you to do is think about writing down positive affirmations about you. I am fit. I am lean. I make good decisions. I walk 30 minutes a day. Affirm the positive. Affirm who you are in the first person. Not that I want to be, I hope to be. I am in control of my eating. I am a beautiful person. I am healthy and fit. And allow that to become your new software that encodes into your reticular activating system that will help you make better choices and encourage you and get around people that want the same thing you want in a clean. But remember, we have come over on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. We either learn to work together as friends or perish as fools. I need you and you need me.
Well, and I hope the people that said to you, just go ahead and be whoever you are, and then you'll find a person that'll love you and it won't matter. I hope that made them feel good, because it was absolutely a worthless thing to say, because you're struggling. First of all, it's painful to have this struggle. When you quit drinking alcohol, you never have to touch alcohol again. With food, you have to eat, and it's very, very tough, and I feel for you. I'm going to send you Lose It for Life, and I'm encouraging you to watch the videos on YouTube. I think it will help you. And then when Chris and I do Finding Freedom again, he will do a little healing session for weight loss, and everybody that walks away is going to be different. Just come join us. You will love this time. I promise you it will be helpful to you. All right, let's go to our next caller. And how about we go up here and talk with Valerie? Now, Valerie is calling us all the way from Los Angeles, California. KKLA is the station. Hi, Valerie. How are you?
Hi. I guess my question is kind of short. I just wanted to know if you guys knew of any ways that I could I guess, stop being so sensitive about everything. I feel like I'm a really sensitive person, and it holds me back a lot.
Well, when you were growing up, was there someone that just really kind of shook your confidence in yourself or criticized you a lot or anything like that back there that you can point to?
Yeah. And
Who was that?
I was wondering if that's what it was, but I was kind of thinking it wasn't.
Well, who was that person?
Both of my parents, but mostly my mother.
Uh-huh. And let me ask you this. Have you had a hard time connecting with other females your age also? Is that part of the issue here also or not?
Yes. All females in general, any
Yeah.
age. Really.
Doesn't that kind of make sense that a mom that could show you how beautiful connection is and acceptance and having an intimate relationship with someone, she did exactly the opposite. Shut you down, shut you off, criticized you, controlled you. And I'm really glad that you called. Chris, what are you thinking here? What you're thinking, and then we'll turn it over to Ron.
There's two things, Valerie, is that your sensitivity isn't the curse you think it is. I think it's a gift. Sensitive people have a much higher ability for empathy and for connection and for compassion. And we actually need a lot more of that in the world today. And yet the sensitive heart is it's the porous heart or the vulnerable heart that easily absorbs everything around it. Obviously, your parents did not build up a good boundary for your heart by protecting it and really, protect your heart, for it's the wellspring of life, as Solomon tells us in the Proverbs. So learning how to protect your heart, but one of the things you're going to need to do is kick your mom's voice out of your heart.
Amen.
And that's going to be a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. Somebody else's voice has got to replace that. A voice, again, that as we were talking with the last caller, that affirms you, affirms your worth, and affirms your value. So, Valerie, you're probably going to need people around you that are high-level encouragers, but also can tell you the truth. But they're going to have to, in the balance of grace and truth, you're going to have to surround your people that lead with grace, but lead you to the truth.
One of the things I had to deal with, having a stepfather who was also very verbally abusive, I had to replace his tape recorder in my mind, because I learned something, my dear, that it's not what you call me, it's what I agree with. What am I agreeing with? What am I repeating to myself?
Right.
And I also learned nobody can ride my back unless it is bent. So time to stand tall and shake off the users, the abusers. You are worthy, and I want you to go and research all the promises of God and what he says about you and repeat those to yourself and affirm, I am beautifully and wonderfully made. I am more than a conqueror. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You replace that negative tape recorder from your mama and put Daddy, God, in there instead, and you affirm that. You don't have to agree with mama. You have to agree with God.
All right, so if you have been hurt by this mom, and that makes getting into a relationship with another woman who could be an encourager, a true friend, uncomfortable, then your best hope here is to get a counselor. Let us get you one, and that kind of becomes rehearsal. You heal some stuff, but you start to learn that not every woman is unsafe or just like mom, and you start to reprogram that brain of yours, and hope starts to seep in, and it's just an amazing. It's an amazing experience. So that's what I want for you. I want to send you Take Your Life Back, because in there it talks about you must decide to defend your value, and when you start to do that with mom and kind of rethink some of the messages there, things can really begin to change. I'm so glad you called. Hold on, and I'll get this Take Your Life Back to you. Let's go to Kat from Birmingham. She listens online. How you doing, Kat? How's life for you today?
Hey, good. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate this program very much.
Well, we're glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Just to let you know what's going on, my husband and I have been married going on 15 years. We have 2 kids. We married young and grew up together. He has battled opiate addiction off and on through our marriage. He recently sought treatment, and now he's in a sober living facility. So I'm thankful for the progress. But my question is, what all do I need to do to start my recovery, and how can I prepare for his homecoming? I have read Take Back Your Life, and I've also got the book Healing is a Choice, and I've done some phone meetings with Al-Anon, but I was wondering what else y'all recommend.
Okay. Are you saying that the where he is, they haven't been talking to you about what's helpful?
So,
we'll find out right after this.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have Christ-centered partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addictions, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
You guys are awesome. You're a blessing to America.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first step toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, please call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433.
We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. We're talking with Kat. Kat, every program, he should have an aftercare program. You should know what that is. That should be communicated to you. The facility, I would have hoped, would have worked with you on what's helpful, what isn't. Has nothing like that been done with them? Because if it hasn't, I'm going to suggest you talk with them.
Well, recently, I just partook of a family program that was very eye-opening, taught me a lot about addiction that I did not know, and did kind of help the family and show them ways that they can get help and start their recovery. I think with COVID, some of that was probably missed.
Okay, but now let me ask you about you, though. How long has he been away in this house or in treatment?
So he has been in the house about a week, and he finished the 21-day program a month before that.
Okay. So all this time, did you not think about Googling what to do to help a recovering addict or something like that? Did no one ever suggest to you, hey, you're going to have to really do some work while he's in there? It'll be a relief to you that he's not at home. So that's when no one talking to you about that. Is that right?
Just recently, I've had some people talk to me about it,
Okay.
yes, but it's just been recent.
Okay. So we'll hear from Dr. Archer and then Chris. What are you thinking?
Well, I think that being able to have that support group that you need to follow up with him and to gain information, that the more you know, the more you're going to grow in the ability to accept where he is and take him to where he needs to be. Remember, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink, but a loving, wonderful person can make him thirsty. To create that thirst to continue their recovery as you recover and to gain information, improve what is called your information quotient. Be a lifelong learner. Never stop going to seminars. Never stop learning online. Keep the data coming.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, your thoughts here to help her. I mean, this is life or death sometimes.
Yeah, they say the devil's in the details, but so is God.
Hallelujah.
And so, and I mention the details because what I want you and your husband to be able to do is sit down and get tangible schedule to have a recovery plan. When is he going to meetings? Okay. What meetings is he going to? When are you going to meetings? When are you guys going to therapy? And so it gets, especially with two kids, as you know, it gets pushed aside way too easily, and we try to readapt without our recovery. And I was saying there's two crisis points for the addicted person: getting into treatment and getting out. And we call that re-entry. So the re-entry plan is critically important. Plan it out, get help, sit down with people, especially if he has counselors, and plan out it, and then you have a way to execute it when he gets back in the home, and you're not trying to build that airplane in the sky.
And you're his accountability partner. Okay. Remember, people treasure what you measure. People respect what you inspect. Be his accountability partner.
Now, you called because you wanted to know what to do to help him. And so I'm going to give you a very specific thing that'll be the most helpful thing that you could possibly do before he walks out that door. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So you say to him, I want you and me to agree you're never going to use again, right? And everybody says, yes, that's right. And then I want you to write out, but if I do, here is what I am agreeing to do. This sober man is signing this letter to you in my right mind, saying, the second I use again, or I am discovered using again, I will re-enter treatment immediately. I will have proved I haven't done enough to protect myself, and I will not argue with you. I will go. That's the most helpful thing that you can have on hand. It's called the what if clause. And it's not an insult to his treatment. And if he goes, oh, you know, I can't believe you don't believe in me, then that shows he needs 21 more days of treatment, because he should be expecting you to doubt whether or not you've done the work. And you need to have the plan that he's going to follow. And that plan, if it doesn't have him going to a recovery meeting at least once, hopefully twice or more a week, it's not the right plan. And relapse doesn't begin when he uses again. It begins the first time he says, I don't think I need to go to that meeting tonight because my favorite show's on TV. And when his wife says, oh, you've been so great, honey, I don't think you need to go either, you become an accomplice in the relapse. Instead, you say, if you don't go to the meeting tonight, we're not going to stay together. What? Yeah, because you not going to the meeting tonight means you're in relapse. All of the doubts and thoughts that have led up to you saying that you may not go to the meeting tonight, that's relapse. I don't have to wait for you to use again like I've done before. You're in relapse. So you either go to that meeting or we got to talk, and it's not going to be good.
Right.
See what I'm saying there?
Okay. Yeah.
Men in recovery will live up to the expectation of the person they live with if they possibly can. If there's no expectation, that's what they're going to live up to for sure. Okay?
Right.
Life Recovery Bible coming to you.
Thank you very much.
Coming to him. And I hope and pray that something we've said has encouraged you. You got a tough thing here, but hey, the upside is so great when you encourage him to go to his recovery things and you're going to yours. Okay? really hope and pray this is the beginning. My wife's been in recovery 20 years. And man, is she one wise woman.
After I found the pornography on the internet, I said you either get help or I have to leave this household.
Every day, thousands of women discover their husband is struggling with sexual integrity. And since shelter-in-place orders have gone into effect, traffic to porn sites has skyrocketed. New Life's Every Man's Battle Workshop can help.
I believed that I could do it on my own. I just believed if I tried hard enough and pulled myself up hard enough by my bootstraps, I could do it. It was a battle that I'd had all my life. I had to get help.
The Every Man's Battle Workshop can be a trip to the Sexual Addiction Emergency Room. During this time of social distancing, the Every Man's Battle Workshop will be held online Saturday, June 27th. Find sexual integrity, accountability, and connection. Register now to reserve a place at the Every Man's Battle online workshop. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
The single most helpful thing was to realize that I wasn't the weirdest guy on the planet.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. 1-800-NEWLIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I turned on New Life, and the topic that day was about anxiety. And just by listening, I got relieved.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the Transformation Welcome Gift, which includes a personal-sized Life Recovery Bible, a Life Recovery Journal, and 5 Life Recovery Workbooks. Plus, there are ongoing benefits like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops.
I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's been immensely helpful to me. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back. Steve Arterburn here with Dr. Ron Archer, Chris Williams. Hey, you might be thinking, boy, I bet they get paid a lot of money to put this thing on the air. Actually, it's just the reverse. We pay to have this time. Now, there's some stations that are so gracious and they air us for free. Some just they share with us. But it is the biggest part of our budget. Mm-hmm. And we love doing things like our intensives. We love getting people into counseling. But the thing that reaches people all over the world, we get letters, we get their phone calls, it's this radio program. If you could help us, would you call us 1-800-NEW-LIFE, 1-800-NEWLIFE. We need your help. Amen. And, we've got a matching fund, and anytime you send us $1, boom, $2. Anytime you would normally help one person, you're helping two. So please help us. Call us 1-800-NEW-LIFE. All right, let's go back to the phones. And how about we talk with, let's talk with one of our Club New Life members. It says right here, Robert, Boise, Idaho. How you doing there, Robert?
I'm doing well, Steve. How are you?
Good. I hope you enjoy being with my wife and daughter. They saw a documentary on Idaho, and they want to move there. So please take good care of them. They'll be coming your way. Coming? No, I'm not. I have to work. But how can we help you today?
Well, Father's Day's coming up.
Yeah.
And my son and I have something in common. He was born on Father's Day, so we always have that kind of father-son thing.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm probably dealing with the most is a sense of entitlement as to how he should be based on how I think or believe I raised him.
Okay, tell us what you're talking about there.
Okay. So we did, the church, the youth group, Saturday morning pickup basketball, father-son camps, just everything.
Yeah.
And we even did Every Young Man's Battle book,
Okay.
And he's going on 27, but it's like he's going on 15.
Okay.
He still lives with buddies. He's in and out of jobs all the time. Parties pretty much like it's a career. And the issue that I have is, and my main question is how do I communicate lovingly to him when I've totally lost respect for him and I don't trust what he says.
Yeah. Okay.
He's been back to the house a few times, kind of a Hail Mary rescue, and okay, we'll help you this time, we'll loan you this, we'll get you started, we'll get you back on your feet. And every time he gets a certain amount of money, he feels like, oh, I'm fine now, and then he leaves, and then ends up upside down again.
So you've now, with me here, within 5 seconds, made a commitment you're never going to do that again, right? Huh?
Yeah, I have made that commitment, but when it comes down to it, it's easier said than done.
Okay. So part of the good change insight is you're not doing it for him because you know it's not doing any good. You're doing it to make yourself feel better.
That's true. Yeah. Yep.
So once you admit that, now you can deal with it and you can fight that. Say if you're just going down there, I need to help him. But say, look, come here, I stop. Let's rethink. Come on, Robert, don't do it. You're going to do this to make you feel better, but we're just going to stay in the same cycle. I would be sure that I am not supporting him in any way in this lifestyle. No financial support, no backstop, no nothing. You're going to live like this. You're on your own. And no matter what age he is, he's still in the dependent on parent stage. Yeah. When somebody's dependent on me, I have a few expectations they have to meet to get anything from me. And if they want those things, they do those things. You don't want those things from me, don't come to me after not doing the things that I expect you to do. And Robert, if you don't kind of follow that pattern, you are an accomplice in him never being able to grow up and be independent. And I hope your wife is on the same page when you get on that page. Ron, what's your thought here?
That is so biblical because that is what God the Father had to do. So listen carefully. God had 2 kids and gave them everything. He had a penthouse for them. He said simply, don't go over there and mess with that crack dealer named Satan. Don't do it.
Don't mess with him.
Don't mess with him. He's no good, right? Everything else you can do. Spoil them. Just bless them. And, of course, what did they do? Disappointed, broke his heart. And what did he do? Kicked them out the house and put an angel with a sword of fire saying, you will never return here again. So if God is our model, you can do everything right as a parent, but these are people of free will and they make choices. But God had a solution. You've got to go. As we say in the hood, you ain't got to stay here, but you can't come home. You got to go someplace else. And they did. And that is the consequence. Remember this. You can choose your sin because you're free will, but you can never choose the consequences or how long they're going to last. And as long as you keep saving him, God can't do his part and reach his heart and change him.
Yeah, I really hope you're hearing this. That we're on your side and we're on the side of your son. Chris, you have a thought here?
I have a thought. So, Robert, I want you to resolve this in your own heart. And let me start here. There's no such thing as a perfect parent, so there's no such thing as a perfect dad. But there is such a thing as a good dad, and you're one of them. So I think that you need to resolve that in your heart. And here's the reason why. Is because your son can manipulate you into believing you're not a good dad.
Wow.
And that's where he gets the purse strings through those heartstrings. And so once you resolve, I am a good dad, regardless of what his behavior is. His behavior doesn't get the right to determine right now whether I am or I was a good dad. I did everything I could, and I would do anything to help him in a healthy way. So the line then becomes, I'm a good dad, and I will help you get your life on track. I will never help you keep derailing your life.
Yeah. So I just hope and pray that you're accepting this in the spirit that we're giving. I'm going to send you How We Love. I think you'll find your role in there, the way that you're relating to him. I think it'll give you some really great insight there. But, I always said to Madeline, you do the right stuff, honey, and I'm going to help you with a car, your education, all of these benefits. If you don't do the right thing, I'm going to give you some consequences.
Yep.
And if those consequences don't change your behavior, then there is a boarding school in Ireland, I found, and that's where you have to go and see if their consequences, well, we never had to go that way because she actually believed me.
Yes.
Look, what if Jesus or God had said to Adam and Eve, don't eat of the fruit, and then they ate of it, and he goes, okay, don't do it one more time. I mean, I think they might have had another bite. So let's do the right thing, the tough thing. Get into an Al-Anon group and or some kind of support group with parents, because, man, this is tough stuff.
And remember, rewarded behavior is repeated behavior. You keep rewarding him, he'll keep doing the same thing he's been doing.
And we didn't even talk about all the stuff he's doing to alter his mood to feel better about being a failure. And I guarantee you he's got shame there that he's treating some way, whether it's drug, pornography, in any other way.
Yeah.
All right, 1-800-NEW LIFE if you need some help. We want to help you. Please call us. Let us help you in any way that we possibly can. Let's go to Emily over here. Hi, Emily. Welcome to New Life. And how can we help you there?
Oh, are you talking to me?
I am, because you are the only one named
okay.
Emily on my little call screen. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How can we help?
Okay. Well, there's something called pure OCD. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. It's little known, and I don't have the whole explanation on it.
You have this obsessive compulsive disorder, this flavor of it, is that right?
I think so, and a specific one for me. And so that's why when I told two different Christians who counsel, they just mentioned to me one thing, and that was it. And I'm thinking, why'd they leave me?
What did they mention to you?
I would describe it as a living hell. Oh, yeah. Well, what I told them is I think that I'm homosexual, but I don't think I actually am.
Okay.
But all they said to me at two different times, it wasn't two people together at the same time as one at separate times, about 5 years or 4 years between each time, and two different counselors that are Christians that live for God. So I said to them that, and then all they said is they didn't say but they said your dad rejected you.
Okay.
And so you turn to women for acceptance, because obviously then Dad didn't accept me. He did. He rejected me over and over and over.
So what's going to be the question for us here, Emily? What's our question?
So what kind of counsel?
Okay, we'll help you right.
I feel blessed to have had this opportunity for my needs to be met, connecting with other women who are fighting the same fight, hoping for healthy marriages and growing closer to the Lord on their journey.
My name is Sheri Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography, it might be an emotional, physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
I feel encouraged and hopeful that even in my struggle, I am enough.
You will leave with hope, with a community of sisters ready to support you, and you will also leave with tools to move you forward on this journey.
Through the sharing in our small group, I realize that I am not alone.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is being held online Saturday, June 20th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out more. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
I'm an addict, and I'm trying to get God in my life again.
You seem to be able to get to the crux of a problem quickly.
Our Christ-centered treatment programs can help you break free to embrace all that God has for you and your family.
I just want to thank you guys for bringing me to a relationship with Jesus.
There really is help for marital problems, depression, addictions, panic attacks, and feelings of hopelessness.
I came back with so many tools to help me prepare myself to fight this struggle and this battle that I have every day.
You can start living again today, living the life God intended for you. Help is available at New Life.
They did care, and they did follow up very lovingly, and it made all the difference in my life.
Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Someone who cares is waiting at the other end of the phone. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Just call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. 1-800-639-5433.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back. So, Emily, I'm hearing that your friends are, I don't know, they're not helping you and you're struggling. Are you involved with other women or you have feelings for them? I don't understand what's going on here.
No,
fully.
none of the above. I guess it's pure OCD. All they said, they're counselors. Both of them are pastors' wives. All they said is this thing about, well, your dad rejected you, and so you just simply want acceptance. So obviously women would accept me if men don't. But but then they just left it, and
Yeah.
I'm left with the living hell.
Well, I am so
and this
sorry.
has been years, 10
Yeah,
years plus
yeah.
that I live this
Mercy.
way. Not every day, but it's such a fear. I don't know where it came from.
Okay, so
and
what's
I
the
don't have
question?
memories of my dad, not a lot of them.
Okay, what's the
Then
question
what
for
was
us?
the counsel they're supposed to give, or how would I get the counsel I need? Because I
Okay.
still have this recurring thing as if I was, but I'm not. So I'm fearful of friendships with women. I have a friendship with a woman who's married, and it's fine. I don't have feelings like that. There are boundaries to my feelings.
Let me just say this.
Reality, but it's
You don't want to be basing your life and how you're going to go on what a couple of pastors' wives said. Jeremiah knew that this was going to happen. And so a few thousand years ago, he says this, Jeremiah 6:14. They treat the mortal wounds of my people with superficial treatments. And they don't even care. They don't even blush over this. And so often we're hearing people wanting to put a little Band-Aid on something that requires some major care and concern. How sad that they would give you an answer like, well, your father rejected you, versus, hey, let's just spend some time and you talk to me about this, and let's see what this is all about. That's what you needed back then. You need somebody to try to understand what you're going through and some help. And if a person has severe obsessive compulsive, classic obsessive compulsive disorder, sometimes there's a specific medication when you take, they have figured out, it just kind of turns off. It flips a switch that helps you to be able to manage your life here. Chris, comment here on this for her.
Yes, I mean, what's being missed here is, Emily, you're dealing with a pretty severe mental health issue that needs professional attention and those who know what they're doing. And so I would highly recommend that you get into seeing somebody who does specialize in OCD that can help really understand what's going on. And right now, I want to help you out a little bit, okay? I want you to pay attention between your chin and your belly button as if there is a straight line going down there. And I want you to think about the fear. And I want to ask you this question. Where do you feel the fear?
Emily, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you feel that fear?
I guess I'm trying to think of the question and.
That's okay. Let me ask this a different way.
The fear of rejection. Or
Okay.
The fear of.
Well, what does the fear say? The fear always talks. What's it saying to you?
Well, I guess there's a block thing that would be what God says, which it isn't right, and so being afraid of being in that category. I'm not in that category.
Okay, so hold on. So let me jump in there because Emily, there's my guess is inside of you there's a ton of confusion.
Okay.
Okay, so no problem. I mean, it is a problem that we have to carry it around, but you're not unique in that. You're not different because of that. But that is suffering. So I want you to be able to spend time with a therapist who can really help you sort out all of that confusion and the chaos that you feel on the inside, and then help you order the chaos and simplify. But as you're doing that today, I want you to really identify what you know that you know that you know. Like, for instance, today I know that I am God's beloved child, and just start there. Reduce everything down to that simple fact, and don't do anything else other than focus on that fact.
Well,
and Emily, I want you to hold on. But go ahead.
That we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and that my soul knoweth right well. So there is something that resonates.
Okay.
With that, even though the messages I've been told aren't that, because my mother was verbally abusive, and I saw her beaten up by my dad, but I don't have any memories because it escalates to physical.
Yes.
This is such a complex and difficult situation. I'm going to have Ron give you a little encouragement here, but I want you to hold on. We must find a really good counselor for you, and there are plenty in your area. So please hold on. I want to see you get in front of somebody that's a believing Christian who also has very good skills in helping someone with some. Ron, just encourage her a little bit.
Yeah, the thing that I often do, I struggle with abusive language that was given to me as a child. And what I know, that God knows the worst things about me from top to bottom and side to side, and he loves me. He accepts me. He has a future for me. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, and offer you a hope and a future. And what was meant for evil in your life, God is going to use it for good. Hold on to the truths of the word. People will change, but I'm the Lord thy God, he says, and I changeth not. You can trust me.
I just hope and pray that we can connect you with somebody that will really give you some strong healing help. So hold on there. If anybody needs some help, it's 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Please go there. If you've been through a divorce, I'm starting a new series on Facebook Live on recovery from divorce. I think you're going to like it. I'm going to give you 12 sessions. And, these are 15-minute, pretty close to 15-minute programs. So they're 5 o'clock live on Facebook Live, 5 o'clock Eastern time. I would love for you to join. Also, Saturday now, 2 days from now, Every Man's Battle, and it's online, so it's never been easier to access. A lot of help, a lot of hope there. You go from being this boy looking at pictures that you're not supposed to look at, and you know it. It's not what a man does, even though you try to say, oh, all men do that. No, they really don't. And you walk out of that thing, and you're so happy that you know God loves you, he's got a plan for you, and you can do this with a band of brothers who are brothers in the battle together. And you'll be talking with them every week for a long time, and they'll encourage you. It's just a total different way of living. One of the things that we know is that we get off track and we think God hates us or he doesn't have anything for us. But look, when Peter denied Jesus 3 times, Jesus he didn't change the call he had on Peter's life.
Amen.
Now, he has a call for you, and you've abandoned that for something superficial like pornography. You get back into doing the right thing. You restore that connection with God, and you're going to be shocked to see that calling on your life is still there. And he will transform, as Ron has pointed out, the very worst thing in your life, he'll turn it into one of the best things ever. Also want to mention to you, Intimacy in Marriage is on July the 25th. Now, we've had a documentary group come in twice and film this. And the first time they ever interviewed the couples, they said to us, this is the worst thing we've ever seen. You're not going to be able to help these people. And every one of those couples had a great result. And so if you're looking for something to help you and you want to spend one day, that's it. You call us, sign up for it. Well, Dr. Ron Archer, I'm so glad we got to be together.
Awesome, man.
Bless you. You're a blessing to my life. Chris, you've been a blessing before. I know you will be again. You're a blessing today. Thanks for joining me on radio. You're the best. Call us 1-800-NEW-LIFE. See you. We love you.
We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, Steve Arterburn here. Thanks for watching New Life Live on our New Life YouTube channel. You know, you can see it anytime. Hope you'll subscribe, and when you do, hope you'll turn that little button thing on, the bell, so that whenever we post a new video, it'll ring right through. Now, if you go to newlife.com, you'll see the schedule of when we're in the studio, which is helpful to know if you have a question for the program, or you could go to newlife.com or call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. You could do this on the app. I mean, there's so many ways that you can stay in touch with us and know when we're there, because we want to answer your questions. So thanks for watching right here on the New Life YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time. Click here to subscribe.